Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Today we're taking a look at the Pensacola, and the reason is this chart. The secondaries are the most accurate in the game, at least to 4 kilometers. It drops down to like second or third place overall if we go to 6 kilometers, but Pensacola, shockingly, has like the best accuracy in the game pretty much when it comes to secondaries. So given the commander changes, you know I had to take a look. And Pensacola is a bit of an OP ship at tier 6. This thing is just very, very strong. The guns are very powerful. They're American heavy cruiser guns, so they're probably going to hit pretty hard with the armor piercing, aren't they? Which feels pretty good. But we are here for secondaries, so we're going to try and brawl. And you might be thinking, brawling in a cruiser at these tiers with how much overmatch there is? Well, we happen to get ourselves in a match without any 380mm guns. So that means we're going to auto-bounce literally everything. Pensacola now functions like a battleship. The armor here is good enough to auto-bounce New Mexico and New York guns, so we'll just charge into them later on and see what we can get up to. But for now, we're just going to use this OP island to just nuke some cruisers in their side, or at least that's the goal. One of the downsides of going with these full secondary builds, where we get 7.5 kilometers of range on these secondaries, is we lose some of that accuracy, and it's pretty painful on battleships at times, and surprisingly with cruisers as well. We're going to miss this Furitaka quite a lot, and you might think, oh, at these angles you shouldn't be expecting too much, but we're going to get some citadels yet. The improved pan angles will help us out here, and we should get some decent damage. It's just the dispersion isn't working quite in our favor. Would I recommend this build to people? Of course not. Pensacola is not a premium ship, so therefore you're going to have to train. There you go, there's the citadels. So yeah, just rough dispersion. But I wouldn't be recommending this build on Pensacola for a couple reasons. Yeah, it is a tech tree ship, so you're going to have to train up a unique 21-point commander to get it. It's not going to be worth it to do that. And if you're grinding up the line, you might think, oh, I'll go secondaries. Well, as soon as you get to some of the higher tier cruisers, they lose this accuracy. So it's just basically Pensacola only. So it's not really worth going for, in my opinion. The other reason is we're actually not going to do that much damage with the secondaries. There's not very many of them. The DPM's not great. Their firing angles are pretty poor. But that said, they can help secure some kills if your main guns manage to not quite finish the job. Turret traverse is very painful on Pensacola as well, so speccing into something like that could be better. But this ship is just very, very good overall, so even if you're not running the full secondary build, it's still going to perform basically the same as it did in this game. I haven't played Pensacola in forever, honestly. It used to be just awful to play. It would just get destroyed very, very quickly if you were caught out in the open. There we go, we do manage to pick up our first kill, 60k damage already. Yeah, this is a tier 6 ship, by the way. Very, very strong. And that is just a normal cruiser play to play behind the island. But pushing out like this into the only 2 battleships in the game, that could be a little bit concerning. There we go, the secondaries picking up our second kill. Nice kill secure there from those secondaries. Could be worthwhile then, just for that reason alone. But we'll charge 2 battleships, right? This is why battleships need some form of overmatch into cruisers, because this is possible without any overmatch at all. It's just becomes even easier to kill these battleships. It's kind of sad, honestly. We're going to be shooting AP too much here. I was just spamming AP here, hoping for the improved pen angles to give me some damage, but I really should have just swapped to the high explosive. I was just having so much fun with the armor piercing. You can't really blame me with that many citadels early on. I'm probably going to stick to the AP, even if I should swap over to the high explosive. Overall, like I said in the bit of a roundup when it comes to these new commander skills, I don't think these secondary range buffs really move the needle on a lot of cruisers, even the ones that are accurate. It really only comes down to Napoli because it has so many secondaries, DPM, and that accuracy, of course. So having that, it's just not really even worth it on a Pensacola. I will try some of the other ones, don't you worry. I haven't had a chance to play yet this week, but we will be trying out the Marseille. We will try out the Schroder for you guys to see how it goes. But overall, I think this change of the commander skills really was more geared towards battleships and helping them push, maybe. But yeah, as you can see, New Mexico basically doing nothing to us. Pensacola is just insanely OP at this tier, unless you're fighting against things that can overmatch it. Then it's a little more balanced. It's not even like it's weak, I don't think, but it's just a little bit more balanced. but against anything less than 380mm guns, yeah, we're just gonna keep walking, right? Maybe we take a break here behind this island. Nope. We're gonna walk around at full speed, possibly even into a crossfire here. And our AP is gonna do some pretty nice damage here as well. We do have to be a little bit careful though. We don't want to show flat broadside at close ranges, of course. Fortunately, we don't take much damage there again. So I do need to finish off this New Mexico here, trying to prevent him from getting on my right side while the New York gets to my left. My front guns, though, might not actually do enough damage here, but I think my teammates will help me out enough that we do finish him off. We were getting some overpens straight through a New Mexico in a Pensacola. That's how strong these guns can be. Overpens are weird at times. Full New York salvo, 2 kilometers, no problem, right? That's because that's how it should work, right? When we're brawling it out against a battleship, we should be the ones in charge when we're in a cruiser, right? Oh man, it's a little bit silly. It is fun to play though. Over 100k now. We got 3 kills, and this New York is actually playing it pretty well. He's decided to take a sharp turn, which is good. He actually turns much shorter than I do, so I slow down here because he's actually going to get my side here very quickly. And he does with the front guns. Fortunately, though, he wastes the whole salvo. If he had shot his front guns, see how I would have been forced broadside to him here? If he would have just shot his front guns and held those back ones, he probably kills me. We might even trade, but instead, we do get ourselves our 4th kill, and we do have to move on here towards the end game, where hopefully we can pick up a 5th even and grab our nice little Kraken here at tier 6. 123k. Yeah, Pensacola is kind of insane. But yeah, these secondaries aren't really worth speccing into, unfortunately. We'll see if there are some at higher tiers, but just the lack of secondaries, I don't think it's really worth it, even though it did pick us up a kill in this one. Keep in mind, we're also missing accuracy mod, right? So some of these salvos here would look even better, even stronger if we had our accuracy upgrade. And it is just a lot of points to spec into something that's rather situational. Another Citadel there. Feels pretty nice. And then all that's left is the cruiser and the destroyer. So we're going to try and hunt him down. Our Hydro's just finishing up here, so fortunately we do manage to spot those torpedoes. And again, I should just swap over to the HE. I'm not sure why I wasn't doing it here. Might have been distracted while streaming. I don't know. Just mindlessly playing the game to finish it up at this point. But what it does mean is our secondaries may have a chance to shine here. Our main guns don't finish him off. Our teammates don't finish him off. So our secondaries grabbed us 2 kills. Maybe that's worth it. We don't get a Kraken without those secondaries. Or maybe if I had selected the right ammo type and had a little better accuracy, I would have got those kills anyway. I'll leave that to you to decide. But for now, that is 132,000 damage. That's a ridiculous game for a tier 6. Tons of base XP. And those secondaries did a grand total of 700 damage. Now, to be fair to those secondaries, though, we did not exactly put them in the best situation to shine, since they only do pen 21mm. Close range to battleships, we're of course not going to get a ton of damage out of them. But the fire chance should have done something. 11% fire chance, that should have done something, but not the most impactful thing in the world. Here's the armor, in case you're wondering why this thing is just so insane now. 25 is enough to bounce every battleship caliber under 380mm guns. Those are the ones that start to overmatch this, and then Pensacola becomes its usual Dev Strike happy self, where it just explodes. You can see how the Citadel is even raised up in the middle here. Yeah, it is quite weak as soon as you get over that 25mm threshold. But if you can't, suddenly it's a battleship. It just can't take damage if you angle it. And the turret angles are actually really, really solid. So it's very, very difficult to deal with if you're one of those battleships with a lower caliber. One of the reasons overmatch is necessary at times. Unfortunately, though, it's a very frustrating mechanic to play and play against. So not sure what the solution is there, but I don't think it looks like this. Battleships become a little too weak if you give cruisers that much armor against all of them. But to talk about the build for a second, this is what we took here. Of course, we're taking Pack-a-Punch to get those secondaries out to that 7.5 kilometer range now, which is pretty good for tier 6. Top grade gunner gives us more DPM on those secondaries and main guns at times. We're also grabbing Concealment Expert, just nice to stay hidden every once in a while. Survivability Expert to get us a little more HP. Adrenaline Rush for the reload. Demo Expert for that fire chance. That was what I was hoping to use on those secondaries a little bit more. Grease the Gears really isn't helping us that much, let's be honest. 40-second turret traverse still, even with Grease the Gears. Yeah, that's the weakness of Pensacola. Got to plan ahead with those that turret traverse. And I was using Gunfeeder, even though I didn't really make use of it in game, even though I should have. There you go, Pensacola. Bit of a sleeper pick at tier 6. It's very, very powerful. Not sure about the secondaries as much, but the ship itself is just ridiculously strong, and we had a pretty good game. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Look forward to some of the other cruisers, maybe at a little higher tiers, checking out those secondaries this week. And thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.